Good evening, YouTube. Once again, I'm back. I just want to give you some quick tips on how I um, do spot treating and concealing and covering blemishes and setting. So let me give you my tips. First, I'm going to tell you the products that I use and the types of brushes that I use. What I use for the actual concealer is MAC Studio Finish concealer, and it does have SPF in it, SPF 35. So I use that, and this of course is an NW45. It comes in a pot, and it is a caramel color, NW45 to match the foundation. It's really handy. You can carry it with you on the go. And the type of brush that I use to apply it is a Mark, which I found that their brushes are pretty okay. A Mark concealer brush, concealer corrector, and it says Mark. So I do use that brush, and this is the tip on that brush, and it's flat and wide. So flat and wide, and it does have a nice soft round shape, which is good when you want to do you want to dab on the product, and you don't want to pick up too much product. I find that less is more when you're doing concealer. Whoops, I dropped it. So you just kind of dab the area that you wish to cover up. Dab. Don't paint. Do not paint, unless of course you're doing your under eye area. And if you're doing your under eye area, then you would want to kind of like dab on, or use your ring finger to dab on lightly, because they're saying that this finger has the least amount of pressure. But if you're using this, you dab. Now, what I would use after using this product is to set that concealer. You don't want it to end up streaky or runny. So you would want to use a setting powder, or if you don't have a setting powder, you can use a CoverGirl, or so I would use a powder that looks something like this. And basically, I have a special brush that I use for that. And again, it's my Mark brush, and it's my Kabuki brush. And it's really nice because it just pops right open, and it's pink in color. It's really short and dome shaped and fluffy. So it has a fluffy texture, and it's pretty thick. And how you would go about applying that product is pretty much to you would swirl it and then tap off the excess, and then buff in a nice lightly circular motion to blend in and set that concealed look that you're trying to create. That's a very important step when you're using concealer. For if you skip that step, and I don't know if your weather conditions might be humid, or if it's rainy, or if it's hot, and if it's just damp out, it will run. It will crease up on you, and that's not a good look. That's not a good look. So do take, all the steps when you're doing your concealing. Again, that's apply, lightly pat on, let dry. You can be doing something else while you're doing that, and then go back and set with a setting powder, a light powder, loose. MAC has a loose sheer powder, or it's called Select Sheer Loose Powder, which is really great. Try to see if you can get it in the color that you're closest to. If you're like an NW45, I believe the numbers slightly vary, but it's usually like a sheer powder anyway. Not much coverage. And you can use that if you're doing a light day. So that's my tips on doing concealer. So if you have any questions, feel free to send me a quick note, and please subscribe and please rate. Have a good night.